Morning. So for today's meditation, we're going to do a walking meditation perhaps, and about giving ourselves the purpose of full attention. A passage by Mark Nepo. A most profound and helpful learning came to me when struggling with the pain of having a rib removed. For weeks I felt a corset of pain girdling each breath. But watching the winter water of a stream begin to thaw and flow over and over, I finally saw that to make it through pain, I had to be more like water and less like ice. For when trees fell into the ice, the river shattered. But when large limbs fell into the flowing water, the river embraced the weight and flowed around it. The trees and winter water were teaching me that the pain was more pointed and hurtful when I was tense and solid as ice. Then each breath was shattering. But when I could thaw the fear and tenseness I carried, the pain was more absorbed, and I could, like the thawing stream, move on, not pain-free, but no longer shattered. As you're here, begin to just take a couple deep breaths. Nice deep breath in through the nose. And a nice deep breath out through the nose. A nice deep breath in through the nose. And a nice deep breath out through the nose. Start to connect to the sounds surrounding you. As you're outside and in nature, start to connect to what you see around you. And then start to connect to what you feel around you. Maybe you start with the feet to the ground. And then slowly moving up through the body and just notice that tenseness. And see if you can notice where you're carrying it. And when you find those particular areas in the body that you feel this tenseness, can you take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe in, tense that area. Tense the area, the muscles around where you feel this tension. And hold and pause that. Notice how feeling and holding and pausing and holding the tension in the body feels, and then exhale. See if you can release the tension or soften it. And feel free to do this a few times as you breathe in. Breathe in and tense the area of the body where you feel. And then pause and notice how this tension feels by holding it in your body. And then as you exhale, release the tension or soften. Allowing yourself to thaw. And repeat this as often as you need. Remembering that it is this way with much of nature. By opening fully to our own experience, we can feel and see the resilience of life around us. Feeling our woundedness, we can learn from the hollowed stump on how to root smaller greens. Feeling our sadness, we can learn from the leaves too tired to be blown along on how to surrender. Feeling our tenderness, we can learn from the caterpillar how to endure the tremble that precedes the appearance of wings. But it's only by showing up, by denying nothing, that other living things reveal to us the secrets of how they manage to live. In deep counterpoint to the old saying, an eye for an eye, there is a deeper law that guides us to the wholeness for a truth of being. So the purpose of full attention is to invite through a personal surrender the particular example of everything that's around us, whatever it is, to show itself. A truth of being for a truth of being. And yes, when in pain, be like flowing water. When suffering near the bottom, feed off what you can, like the brilliant ocean fish, and spit back the rest. And when feeling burdened, watch the small birds to see how they begin to fly. When feeling finished, watch the newborn animals open their wet little eyes and imitate their innocence. Once giving full attention, you will come back one drop at a time into the tide of living. As you walk about, start to just breathe steady. Breathe steady the flow of your breath in and out. And maybe perhaps see through the lens of this pain, and not to turn everything into your pain, but just to locate something that might teach you about it. And then maybe look for something that resembles your pain. Maybe it's a bottled, abandoned once broken, or a slim branch splitting, or a fence sagging. It could be a shrub aching to bloom. And again, going back to your breath, steadily breathing in and out. And by feeling your pain while watching, invite this piece of life to open its secret to you. How can you learn? And then again, you can always go back to the breath. Notice the sounds that are surrounding you. Notice your body connected to the earth and how it feels. Maybe in this particular moment, the sun is shining on you, or you can deeply feel the feet connected to the earth. And pause there, surrender to that feeling, even just for a few breaths today.